It's the Roaring Twenties.
The decade of the flapper.
Harlem Renaissance.
The new era.
The lost generation.
I love the 20s.
No, I love the 20s.
I love the 20s.
I love the 20s.
I love the 20s.
We all love the 20s.
Do you remember the 20s?
I remember the 20s.
My name is Haley Malcolm and this is Kate Gerstenberger. Kate, what is one of your favorite things about the 1920s?
You know, there's so many.
Where to begin?
The SATs.
A, B, C, A, B.
So many bubbles.
The SAT was first invented during the 1920s, much to the delight of high school students everywhere. Well, Kate, what's another one of your favorite 1920s-ish things?
Haley, I'm gonna have to say it's peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter jelly time! Peanut butter jelly time! Peanut butter jelly time!
Both peanut butter and jelly were invented during the 1920s. Weren't they, old sport?
In fact, they were. Old sport, that reminds me of the Great Gatsby.
Oh, F. Scott Fitzgerald, what a party animal.
In fact, he was.
Well, anyway, moving on to another aspect of the 1920s, the fashion. Flapper fashion, if you will.
Quite sexy.
I'm all dolled up. I got my Clyde rides on. As you can see, headlines rose, dresses got more boxy, and girls kind of started to look more masculine while still looking sexy.
Even in their hairstyles.
Oh my god, the bob.
Don't worry,
Cause my feeling is just so right as we dance by the moonlight. Can't you see? You're my delight.
We're back. Haley! Back in the 20s, you couldn't have been drinking because of the Volstead Act or Prohibition. But people didn't let that deter them. They found new ways to drink alcohol, like bootleg liquor and speakeasies.
Daddy, is this where it is?
Oh, I don't know, doll.
I don't think it's here.
Dumb Dora, you're all balled up.
In order to keep up with the demands of bootlegged liquor, gangsters became very popular.
Including Al Capone.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
On a more positive note, the first Miss America pageant also took place during the 1920s.
World peace.
And now, the first annual Miss America pageant. We have all our contestants lined up right here, and we're about to announce. All right. And the winner is of the Miss America pageant 1920s, Olga Holderschmuffen. Olga, how do you feel?
I feel wonderful.
What are you going to do now that you won Miss America?
I'm going to Disneyland.
Yes! Okay, now kneel down while I crown you. Da 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 da. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Congratulations to Olga. Quite the stud that girl is.
Also in the entertainment world of the 1920s are dance marathons.
The longest one lasted 22 weeks and 3.5 days. Let's see some of that dancing right now.
Yes, let's.
5, 6, 7, 8.
In case you couldn't tell, that was jazz music playing in the background, which was very popular at the times.
Very popular.
How popular, Kate?
Very popular, Haley.
So speaking of strange records and fads of the 1920s, I think Flagpole City was pretty popular.
This is true. Shipwreck Kelly made a record
Kelly.
sitting for 20 days. He might might still be up there.
Hey, that's not shipwreck, Kelly.
The 1920s really were an amazing time. It was a new era of consumerism where people had money not to just spend on things they needed, but things they wanted, like Reese's peanut butter cups. We already learned that peanut butter was invented in the 20s.
Yummy.
And Pez as well, and games like Mahjong. You know the game with the tiles and you match them and have to clear the board? And girls, what would you do without a blow dryer in your life? Blow dryers were invented in the 1920s too. Hey, isn't that from the 1920s, Kate?
In fact, it was. Kool-Aid!
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Delicious on a hot day. Yum. Furthermore, Walt Disney became quite innovative and created the character of Mickey Mouse. Also, we had Pooh Bear living in the little
My
forest
favorite.
with Christopher Robin. Yes, indeed.
Well, and you know one of the major idols of the era was Charles Lindbergh.
What?
He was a pilot, and he actually flew from New York all the way to the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
J'ai des souvenirs de Madame Nicole. Un style
Voilà.
quand nous n'était pas
Only in
New York!
plastique. Quelqu'un coulait un chandail ou des plaies baskets. Le coiffeur ne savait même pas encore que j'existais.
Ooh la la! And Eddie holds the keys to your heart.
Soit le bac à sable avec le
But I'm so tired. The Tina!
même sans
There were many new developments during that new era, weren't there, Kate?
There were, Haley. Let's talk about some of them. In 1920, the first radio broadcast was broadcasted. Wow. Wow. 1922, the archaeologist Howard Carter fought through all those curses and found King Tut's tomb
King Tut.
near Luxor, Egypt. Also, 1927, the first talking movie, The Jazz Singer.
Ooh.
That's right. It was released on May 20th, and it housed the spirit of St. Louis.
Another first of the 1920s was Gertrude Elderly swinging across the English Channel faster than any man had ever done it.
What a beast. What a beast.
Yeah, Gertrude! With that piano. Congratulations once again, Gertrude. But on a more serious note.
A fear of anarchy led to the unfair trials and executions of Sacco and Vanzetti.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. We didn't
no,
do it.
No, don't
We
turn.
didn't do it.
Don't
Don't
turn
look.
the no.
This is the decade in review. 1920, the first commercial radio station, KDKI, in Pittsburgh began to broadcast. Prohibition began. Warren G. Harding was elected president.
1921, the Shepard-Towner Act funds maternity assistance. The nation experiences a slight economic recession, and Reader's Digest is founded.
Excellent. 1922, Sinclair Lewis publishes Babbitt. The Motion Pictures Association, under Will Hayes, founded to regulate the film industry.
1923, the nation experiences another mild recession. Harding dies, Calvin Coolidge becomes president, the Teapot Dome and other scandals were revealed, and Time magazine is founded.
In 1924, the National Origins Act was passed, the Ku Klux Klan reaches peak membership, and Coolidge is elected president.
In 1925, F. Scott Fitzgerald publishes The Great Gatsby, which we talked about earlier, Kate. The Scopes trial in Dayton, Tennessee takes place, and A. Philip Randolph founds the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters.
In 1926, Congress passes the McNary-Hagen Bill, and Coolidge vetoes it.
In 1927, the first feature-length sound motion picture, The Jazz Singer, is released, and Charles Lindbergh makes his solo transatlantic flight, again, which we talked about earlier, Kate.
In 1928, Congress passes and Coolidge vetoes the McNary-Hagen Bill again, and Herbert Hoover is elected president.
And finally, in 1929, the Shepard-Towner program is terminated, and Ernest Hemingway publishes his famous A Farewell to Arms. So far, the 1920s have been a very happy decade.
Is that the stock market?
The stock market is crashing!
The Great Depression begins.